Hello everyone, my name's Dean, let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is January 26th, 2023, and it's breakout season. I know a lot of people may be very nervous by the recent price action, but I'm going to show you how there's nothing to be concerned about in terms of what we're doing on the charts, okay? This is actually quite normal, really healthy, bullish progression, okay? It's, you're going from level to level. Every single time you break a resistance, you have to retest it, make it support before you continue. That's a simple principle. I'm going to show you how the price has done exactly that, not just in Bitcoin, but throughout the cryptocurrency markets. Okay. And also, I'm going to tell you or show you how it is indeed breakout season. This is the time where you can find these double-digit % pumps in the market, okay? Bitcoin has yet to have that, right? Obviously, we had a run up from 16K to where we are now, 23K. But when I say double-digit % pumps, I'm talking about the type of price action that you see within a day's time, okay? So, you open up the chart. This asset did double-digit % or triple-digit % in one day, and it's continuing. That's a bull market kind of pump progression. That's the type of positive price action that people are looking for, that people get excited about. That is here, okay? And the fact that we haven't experienced it yet in Bitcoin is normal because we are in a bull market. And in a bull market, Bitcoin lags. In a bear market, Bitcoin leads, meaning Bitcoin's the less volatile asset. So in a bull market, it's also less volatile, but in a bear market, it's less volatile, which makes it good for retaining value vis-a-vis these other altcoins, okay? So that's what we're going to talk about today, guys. I hope you're having a great day. It's overcast. No, I would say it's nice and sunny here in the DC metro area. All right, let's get started. On the Bitcoin chart, okay, we're looking at the hourly time frame, and I've drawn in this blue box or channel, and that is what we've been doing for the past 5 days, okay? This up and down. I know a lot of people don't know how to read this. A lot of people are confused by this, but it's not about trying to figure out, if this is a veritable flat correction, which I think it is. It's quite clear. We talked about that yesterday, right? And whatnot. That's besides the point. Okay, let's say you don't know anything about flat corrections. You can just trade levels. Lots of traders do this. Lots of traders just treat the market in terms of levels. That works. That works in consolidations, but it's hard to gain any perspective on higher time frames as to what's going on in the market. But, on a small time frame, just looking at, consolidations, you can see that we basically got up to this level, got a rejection. No, I wouldn't say a rejection. We met significant resistance. Let's speak more carefully. We met significant resistance, because I always talk about the difference between a rejection and a consolidation at resistance on this channel. So let me not fall into that trap of just sloppily throwing out the term rejection. This is a consolidation at resistance. We met resistance at around 23K, a little higher than 23K, okay? And then we started this consolidation, okay? And finally, after 5 days of going up and down, consolidating in this channel, what did we do? We broke, okay? So again, we come up to this level, the 23K level, meet significant resistance at this 23K level, consolidate for 5 days, break it. But what do we do now? If you do, and this is a principle in technical analysis, I'll repeat it. If you meet significant resistance or significant support, you have to break, then retest it. So in a bear trend, you break support, you retest it as resistance, and you keep going down. In a bullish trend, you break resistance, okay? And the resistance I'm describing is this resistance, this band of resistance here, okay? So imagine this continuing. Right here, we broke this band of resistance, went all the way up to 23.8, came back down, and are retesting it as support. That's all that's happening here, okay? Excuse me. So even if you don't know the details as to what price action is doing here, okay? Not everybody knows how to read Elliott waves, corrective waves as well. Corrective waves are a little more involved, or can be a little more involved than impulsive waves. That's why anytime you hear people talking about Elliott wave and, they don't know too much about it, they're talking about, 5 waves up. And when they talk about corrective waves, maybe they'll talk about a flat correction or a running flat correction, but they don't really get into the weeds. Very, very few people talking about complex corrections and what they look like and all that stuff. So, it doesn't need to, you don't need to know exactly what's going on here. All you need to know in terms of basic support and resistance, which should be your bedrock, should be your fundamental understanding of what you see the market as, or how you view the market. It doesn't matter if you're looking at it through the lens of a Wyckoff trader, of a Gann trader, of an Elliott wave trader. Like, you should just be able to see these levels of support and resistance. And so you broke significant resistance, retesting it as support, you're going to break out. That's why it's breakout season. Bitcoin's looking good. Bitcoin's looking healthy. Nothing out of the ordinary. You can see here you have a nice rounded bottom that you're creating. And if you want to get technical, you want to get further into the weeds, you see this break as a 5-wave structure. You see the subsequent retracement is a 3-wave structure. You can't really see it on the hourly time frame. You got to jump down into the 15-minute time frame. But if you do, you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's look at it. So 5 waves up, 1, 2, 3 waves down. 1, 2, 3 waves down. You see that? Everything that comes after that is consolidation reversal, apparently. Okay? And that consolidation reversal is further establishing this level as support. Okay? This 5 days, you're butting your head for 5 days. Let's go back to the hourly. For 5 days, you're butting your head up against this resistance. Finally, you break through. Now it's support. That's all this is. I think the best analysis is simple. It's straightforward, and you should be able to understand it. And if you can't understand it, it's probably not accurate, and it's probably not really useful, right? Obviously you can talk about the simple analysis, and then you can go into the particulars. You can look at that 5-wave structure. You can look at the anatomy of that 3-wave structure. You can read the anatomy of that 2 degrees of AB basing and a pivot, that consolidation reversal channel, right, on support. But you don't have to, okay? So don't get intimidated by looking at the charts. If you have a firm grasp of support and resistance, you should be able to understand more or less what's going on. The other thing you should take away from this chart is this. Okay? Now, what's likely to happen next? And you'd be surprised. Go up and down your YouTube stream. Lots of influencers, experts, speculators who have large followings are calling for a breakdown, like a proper breakdown. They're unable to read this, all right? So don't be surprised when, lots of people are saying things that have no bearing in proper, sound, technical analysis. A lot of people, just because they post every day doesn't necessarily mean they know how to read a chart. The onus should be on you to learn yourself. yourselves, yeah? Don't rely on anybody and their expertise, quote unquote, or their ability to read a chart. A lot of them can't. I'll like go up and down your YouTube stream and look how many people don't see the basic fundamental, break resistance, turn it into support, price action that Bitcoin's doing right now. Lots of them. Lots of can go up, can go down traders, okay? And obviously that's kind of a platitude. It's a given, but I say that to mean, they're never kind of making firm calls because they don't know how to read a chart. It's not about insulting them. It's about really understanding that, okay, if they can't read a chart, then where are you going to get your information? You're going to get it from yourselves. This is why you listen to channels like mine and others that are really focused on the education. And you take whatever you learn from here and you don't trust it, but you verify. Okay, whatever I say, who knows? It can be completely wrong. You go back, you verify, you do your own research, and you grow like that, and you trade off of it, and you really, build your own store of knowledge. So the other thing I want to show you here is the strong bullish divergence that's confirmed on the hourly time frame, okay? And obviously these don't always play out, but you still, I think a basic, most traders will notice this. Most, decent traders will notice this, okay? So I'm drawing it here. What is strong bullish divergence? Confirmed. What does it mean to be confirmed? Confirmation is when these K and D lines, you see these, the orange and the blue line, when they cross, that's confirmation. So you have a higher high, and you have an even spread here on the price action. So these are bullishly divergent, meaning it's very likely that this next move up in momentum on the stochastic RSI momentum indicator coincide with the even stronger move up in price. Okay, so that's the last little bit of information that the chart is giving you on a small time frame, and we're just on the hourly time frame. It's not a huge time frame. It's not a 2-minute time frame. So it's informative. So it's likely that you do get a move up and out of here. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Hopefully that was straightforward enough. Alkanksha says, hello, Alkanksha. Alkanksha says, DXY is on monthly support. Yes, we're going to look at the DXY in a moment. But yes, the DXY is on monthly support. And as we said yesterday, right, it's basically teetering. And it's been teetering for quite some time. Actually, let's just use that to segue into the DXY. Now, as I said yesterday, and I've been saying for quite some time, the DXY has been stuck in this channel for weeks. Okay, am I looking at the right one? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for weeks. For about 2 weeks. A little more than 2 weeks. Okay? We've just been going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay? Question is, when is it finally going to break? Again, and I've repeated this before, so excuse me if you're a regular watcher, subscriber, whatever, but essentially the read is, this is a downtrend, this is an intra-wave correction, and this is continuation of that downtrend. Does it mean every single time you see a channel that it has to be intra-wave correction, meaning the general trend that you got into the channel with is going to continue? No. A lot of people think that that is not true, because there is such a thing as an accumulation channel, a consolidation reversal channel, where the trend goes, it chops up into this channel, a consolidation reversal channel, and it breaks the opposite way. Okay, just like what happened with Bitcoin at 16K. But this isn't that, for a lot of other reasons, but which I'm not going to go into, because I don't really feel like talking about all of that today on the higher time frames. All I'm saying is, I think just basic support and resistance. This resistance, or this support rather, is going to break rather soon. Okay, we thought it was going to break here because this looks impulsive, and we all know that whatever this complex correction is, double 3, triple 3 complex correction, who knows, who cares, it's going to end in an impulsive wave. Okay, so we're basically looking for one last strong move up to end this move, and that may have been it. Okay, I honestly thought this was it. I thought this was it, so I don't know. But that may be it, okay? Our momentum, stochastic momentum, our stochastic RSI momentum indicator is signaling that the trend has topped and it's about to break down on the hourly time frame. On the 15-minute time frame, it's crossed and it looks like it's coming back up, but it's such a small time frame, it should come back down sooner than later. On the 4-hourly time frame, it's gone up into overbought territories to come back down into oversold territories. So it looks like that may be it. On the daily, it's all the way down here, but it's the daily. And remember, these momentum indicators can stay overbought or oversold for quite some time. So it's really hard to read just using indicators. But that's why we don't just use indicators. And actually, let's turn off the indicator, get a little more real estate, and let's jump on the higher time frame. And I said this yesterday, but as the commenter said, on the monthly, on the weekly, this is a crucial level, okay? And that is this level right here, okay? You want the DXY, if you're a bull in equities, in stocks, in crypto, you want the DXY to break down. Looks like it will break down. This is a crucial level. This breakdown will yield a huge move in Bitcoin, in stocks, cryptos, right? So that's what we're looking at. That's the DXY. Just let it do its thing. It's teetering. It's on the brink. It's gonna go where it goes. I don't know that it's super useful to micromanage it at this point. The trend's already been set, and I think it's quite clear what crypto is looking to do. Okay, so we've looked at Bitcoin, we've analyzed it on the small time frame, the higher time frame we've talked about before. Obviously, this move is basically our momentum, this move is basically our impulse that started from down here in the 16K region, and we've just been going up, consolidating, and expect to continue to do that, right? Anytime we reach a significant level of resistance, we go up and consolidate. Although, if you go on the higher time frames, let's go on the daily. I don't see any significant, and I say significant purposefully, not major, but significant levels of resistance until we get above this box, which is around $34,000, okay? The other thing I'll say is, if you are reading the momentum, a lot of people were saying, oh, this is a crazy bearish deviation that's going to play out and the price is going to drop. Notice that it was bearish deviation, but we ended up just going sideways, consolidating more, not necessarily making a lower low. That's extremely bullish. So your daily stochastic RSI momentum indicator is coming all the way back down whilst the price goes sideways and actually up, okay? So this is all bullishly divergent. Now, we were saying how this is breakout season, and apparently this isn't immediately visible in Bitcoin at this point in time because, well, Bitcoin dominance, although some people think it's going to rally, it's stuck in this holding pattern, and this holding pattern is what we call a bear flag, okay? Kind of like the DXY, you're coming into this consolidation from a downtrend, you consolidate, and again, I do believe this is the final move of this consolidation, because this is an impulse, and we know every single last consolidative channel, corrective channel ends in an impulse. So that's the impulse you're looking for, more likely than not. And you should get, at this point, some sort of consolidation or reversal to continue to the downside, okay? So that's my read on that. If you look at your momentum indicators on the daily time frame, That's corroborated. The daily stochastic RSI is coming down. The 4-hourly stochastic RSI is already down, but it doesn't look like it's crossing up. The hourly is just about to break down, right? So you can see like some of the indicators on the major intraday time frames are showing that this is indeed a breakdown of Bitcoin dominance. And what does that mean? If Bitcoin dominance breaks down, that's essentially meaning that Bitcoin will lose market dominance against altcoins. Altcoins will outperform Bitcoin. This is why, and that's what happens in a bull market, right? Because Bitcoin's a less volatile asset. It has a higher market cap than most every other asset. So it's going to move slower in the trend, right? That's beneficial in bear markets. It's not so much in bull markets. But what I see here is a simple consolidation reversal, right? Where you get initial breakup structure, counter. So that's first degree, second degree, right? So A, B, small B, and then maybe a pivot here before a breakdown. Okay, something like that. So market dominance looks like it's coming down. I do not believe that it's going to rally anymore. I do believe that the larger structure for Bitcoin dominance is a bearish structure, which should make sense for the oncoming of the bull market. Okay? And speaking of which, if it's true that Bitcoin dominance is going down, that means some altcoins must already have started alt season, okay? And that is true, and it's been true for quite some time, but you're seeing even more altcoins do that. So let's look. Okay, let's turn, let me adjust this. Okay, so yeah, let's play on the 4-hourly time frame. Okay, so you can see already you have double-digit gains in DYDX. You had this yesterday, and you have it again. So this is already one such altcoin that has, and actually we don't need the momentum indicator, so let's get rid of that. But you can see we went up, bounced off of this high time frame resistance, making it support, right? And we started putting in impulses to the upside. So that's been going on. And, you know, it was up 20% yesterday, up again 20% today. So that's just an example of, you know, an altcoin making moves off of this high time frame resistance that it's turned into support. Okay? So right, and just to keep everything in perspective, if you look from the time it broke out of its major high time frame downtrend until now, it's up 127%. Okay, and you know, if you didn't watch yesterday's, or if you're not subscribed and you don't really know what this line is, this line represents all these lines, these diagonal lines that you see, the diagonal lines on my charts at this point in time represent high time frame downtrends that these assets have been in the bear market, and a breakout and a retest and breakout, subsequent breakout. Okay, so that's already up 127%. DYDX is up from its retest of a high time frame resistance. Just for some perspective, if you look at Bitcoin, you can see it's only just retesting its high time frame resistance here. Okay, do you see that? It's just popped up and retested it, so it hasn't done much. It's literally up only, I don't know, a few percent, if that. 5%, 6%. So just to give you an example, right? DIDX up 127%, Bitcoin up 5%. This is why you see Bitcoin dominance falling, and it will continue to fall because that trend will continue. Another another one that's up more than Bitcoin after retesting that high time frame drawdown, right? As you can see here, is Matic. Okay, what's the word? What's the Polygon? That's what it's called. Polygon Matic. Yeah. So broke out, retested that high time frame downtrend, and you can see ever since it's already up. Let's see, about 45% from that point. Okay, so you can see that throughout, and this is just my little watch list of active trades that I'm managing. So if you go to a larger pool, I'm sure you'll see a lot more examples. This is Dodo, a small cap altcoin, up 22% from that retest of the high time frame resistance. Yeah, so that's alt season already getting started here, quite visibly. Another example, we looked at Dodo. Let's look at RSR. RSR hasn't even pumped and retested this high time frame resistance. Okay, that's an example of an altcoin that's a little bit behind Bitcoin, but I'm sure once it breaks, it's going to outdo Bitcoin in gains quite quickly. So that's pretty much what I wanted to demonstrate today. I don't have to go through all the altcoins. I just wanted to really illustrate the whole idea of breakout season, what that means, and how you can get that with Bitcoin on the small time frames, and then what it looks like in these other altcoins, right? Speaking of breakout season, here you have Cardano, very popular altcoin, as you can see, putting in a series of let's see. This right here is a quintessential bull flag. Do you see that? That's your flagpole. This is your consolidation, and should lead to a breakout. Okay, so from a pattern analysis, that's what I'm seeing with Cardano. Very, very bullish. You're just coming out of this bear market accumulation. This purple box represents the accumulation that happened in the bear market. Also, in this flag, you've retested this high time frame resistance. Okay, so yeah, Cardano is another example. Ever since you retested the high time frame resistance, right at this level right here, you're already up about 20%. So you will get, it's not always easy to know what form the impulse will take, the breakout will take. For instance, here you came up and it looks like a series of 3 3 3 3 3, which to me looks like an ending diagonal of some sort, perhaps an ending diagonal of some degree of a wave 3, right? I don't know. And this is a tricky bit. Like, when you're reading these impulses, when you're reading these moves up, I don't think it's that helpful to want to dissect them and know exactly what everything's doing and how it's doing. You want to know generally where things are going, but then trying to kind of getting stuck on how it's moving up isn't that helpful. It's not going to necessarily aid you in your trade. I think it's best to just go on a high time frame and trade basic levels, right? And just watch it go up and matriculate however it wants to matriculate. But that's what I see with Cardano. Yeah. Let me see if there's anything else that looks interesting. Not really. Algo, bonk, yeah, it's not that interesting. I mean, it's just coming up and out of this consolidation at high time frame resistance, okay? And these accumulation boxes of the bear market accumulation, that's high time frame resistance, just as much as these high time frame drawdowns, right? The resistance of the high time frame drawdowns were like, you're dealing with high time frame resistance, you're going to chop a bit, but then eventually you're going to fly. So that's breakout season that we are in, that I believe that we will experience more and more in the coming hours. See, look here, Tron, very nice. Looks like a 5-wave move here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got your 5-wave move up and a 3-wave move down. And essentially this is you're moving up and out of that. Let's see, XRP. Yeah, I think this is a very, very good example of an ending diagonal right there. You see, you have some sort of impulse comes and it's pulling an ending diagonal, right? And after that ending diagonal, it goes into its correction, and now it's gonna pop out. These are really bullish. You know, in pattern analysis, you would call them bull flags. VET, same thing. You can see that right here. It's just popping out of its bull flag. This one's super aggressive. So you have the flagpole and you have the pennant. But a lot of people are short. A lot of people are even piling into shorts because they're not comfortable reading consolidation. Yeah, go figure. Yeah, look at DYDX go. Here's another nice bull flag. You can see that in Harmony 1. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. There's not much to add to that analysis. If there's anything anybody wants to look at, let me know. Otherwise, we'll call it a stream. Take care, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.